welcome to episode 127 of the Video Rangers podcast. I'm Mike Ranger. Sitting beside me is Chris Ranger. Welcome, everybody, Chris Ranger.
Hello, everybody. And here we are at the New York Podcast Studios.
Yes, recording live from the Podcast New York Studios, which is a swanky little joint.
It's, listen, I've seen pictures, and now actually being here, I'm very impressed. You and Nick did a very great job here.
Oh, thank you.
A really cool place.
Thank you. I've been thinking about selling the pictures.
I love the little real 80s cheap room.
The 80s room is a nice little feature. It's got chairs.
You guys did a good job. It's still not complete, but it's really cool. You guys got some little pieces, like nice little spots.
Yeah, with a couple more, like some wall art would be nice. You know, maybe like
that thing that holds the newspaper is a nice touch, though.
Yeah, where we're gonna put the laser disc.
Put your TV guide in there.
Yeah, put a nice little TV guide in there. But definitely, I want to get like one of those like footsteps pictures. You know, so
footsteps.
Yeah, you know, like where God is like walking right next to me. That's why you don't see the footsteps.
Oh yeah.
You know? Fucking God, man.
I knew you were going with that.
Fucking God, man. I love what he says. Oh, so what are we watching today? Nothing.
No, we don't got nothing watching. We didn't watch. We probably should have watched something.
We haven't watched anything. The summer smut came and went.
Yeah, it's September now.
Well, something happened. We weren't allowed to be in the same place on a mask.
Yeah,
that thing.
It's ridiculous.
I don't want to talk about it though, because we're just Democrat douchebags.
Yeah, I don't want to bring everyone down. Yeah, it just stinks. The whole thing.
Oh man! So what have you been watching while you've been stuck in the house?
Well, recently, Mike alerted me to Pluto TV, which is a free streaming channel.
Amazing.
And I got to say, I fell in love with it immediately. There's lots of classic TV on it, and it's completely free.
Yeah, you just watch commercials.
Lots of different channels. A lot of them are 24/7 of just one show.
Yeah, and it's cool because you can watch like live TV.
There's still a couple live channels. There's some, we're not shilling. We're not getting paid. No, but I got to say, check it out. It's a really cool channel, and it's totally free.
More importantly, there are 8 seasons worth of Three's Company.
And that's what I've been watching?
Yeah, nonstop.
There's one channel I saw Too Close for Comfort on. It wasn't 24/7, but it was on an hour long of Too Close for Comfort. Why not check that out?
I mean, if you've got to waste an hour, with something, it might as well be Ted Knight. If
you need an ounce of nostalgia, you need a shot of it. It's good. They got a good classic channel, little network here. Several channels.
They've got a lot on it.
Stuff from the 80s.
Yeah, a lot of classic stuff on there, and then just a lot in general.
And there's a lot of movies, older movies, newer movies.
Yeah. You can watch Predator, I think. I don't know. I don't really know.
I saw Kill Bill.
Oh, okay.
Kill Bills.
That's pretty old.
Available. That's
old.
Within 20 years.
Isn't that crazy? That movie's 20 years old.
Was it early 2000s?
It's like 2000. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Damn, man, I really feel old now.
Yeah. You're old when Nelly is classic hip hop.
Nelly.
Yeah, Nelly.
Yeah, he used to be the new kid on the block, what I remember.
Yeah.
Now he's old, too.
The new kid on the block.
I feel fucking old. Look what I just said. I just said something stupid.
Listen, I feel old. My sister-in-law and I were talking about Tiffany for a half hour the other day. My niece is like, who the hell is Tiffany? I was like, well, clearly you've never been to a mall.
Tiffany always reminded me of I can't remember her name. The porn actress who was underage. Tracy Lords.
Tracy Lords was an underage porn actress?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, when she broke in, she was underage, and no one knew. So, I imagine they had to,
So what did they do with those movies?
Well, I imagine some people have them, and some people are in jail.
If you own a copy of that movie,
I would burn it.
Yeah, that's...
You probably want to destroy it.
Okay, so if anybody owns a copy of early Tracy Lord stuff, please get rid of it now.
And so
you don't want to end up like Mr. Rooney.
For some reason, she reminded me of her. They kind of, I don't know why. She just did.
I don't know how we ended up here. I don't know how we got here.
It doesn't take long.
We got on the bus, and then this happened.
And Chris Ranger takes you around the block.
Oh, man.
There's a bitch finding this place.
Yeah, was it?
Mike gave me the wrong address.
A little confusing. You know, the Apple.
My GPS gave me the wrong address.
Did you? I like how you ended up on Mulberry Street.
And my own, my false, I can't hear very well. Heard Ridge Street was Rich Street.
Yeah, that'll do it to you. Is that episode of The Twilight Zone? Is that the Mulberry Street episode? Is that what it's called?
Oh, the one with
where the visitors come down and they fuck up the whole street.
The neighborhood goes crazy.
Yeah,
I think it might be Mulberry Street. Yeah. I think that might be right.
That's like one of the best episodes ever. That's awesome.
Classic.
When they wheeled in a TV, you know, in class back in the day, and they showed you the Twilight Zone, it was always like that episode.
I didn't go to that class.
No,
I saw that in New Year's Eve marathons.
I think it was my creative writing class in 12th grade, right before
one and. The one where everyone's stuck at the diner. And
which one?
There's like a
one with Shatner?
No, it's not Shatner. There's like it's a snowstorm and the bus gets stuck or something like that. Mm-hmm. And they all crowd into this diner. And there's something, I can't remember exactly, but like, there's an alien in this diner. Someone in this.
Oh, that's where they went with it. Okay.
So everything they all argue for a while, then like they can go back on the bus, and the bus crashes, and one guy comes back, and he's like, "Oh, we're from Venus," and the guy lifts like his little hat, like the guy who ran the diner. He has a third eye. And then I can't remember if the guy who came back or someone who's already in the diner, and he's like, "Oh, us from Mars," or he says something back, retorts something back to him.
They had the best stuff.
It's been so long. That was a fun. And the one with the 9-foot aliens who leaves the cookbook to serve man.
I don't know anything about that.
You don't know that one?
I don't.
That's like the best one.
There's so many. How do I can't know them all.
So these aliens come down.
Okay.
They're 9 feet tall. They got big, giant fucking heads. Mm. And he leaves this book to serve man.
Okay.
And the humans are trying to decipher the book, right? And they're talking about, and basically the aliens showed up and they gave everyone force fields and all this great stuff. So now there's no wars. So you just put a force field in your country and no one can like send a missile to you or shit like that, right? So everyone's got a force field and all this great technology that's helping everyone out. And everyone thinks they're great and they're creepy as fuck looking. They look like George Murison with giant heads.
Oh, my giant?
Yeah, like... So then they tell him, you can come back and we have, all this other great stuff on our planet. So a bunch of people go up and I think and the one main character who's trying to decipher it, him and another woman, like just before he's about to decipher, he's about to get on, the lady deciphers it and she says, she's like yelling to him and he's like on the stairway. Yeah. She's like, it's a cookbook. And like the big giant alien like brings the stairs up and keeps the guy in the ship. So now he's fucked. And then it's like, bang, he's in like some jail cell and he's going to be fucking human soup or whatever.
Really? Like, do you ever think that Cocoon was just like a lost fucking Twilight Zone episode? Could be. I don't like Cocoon.
No,
I don't enjoy it at all. I find it very depressing.
You got a boner too?
I just find the movie to be very depressing.
The first Viagra.
I don't know what it is about that movie. I just don't like it.
I watched it as a kid and I'm like, I don't want to watch this.
No.
Old people aren't fun.
Although I enjoyed them playing basketball.
But
like that scene.
Yeah. And what's it called in it? One of your favorite guys.
Ooh,
Mahoney.
Diabetes guy?
Mahoney.
Oh, Gutenberg.
Gutenberg.
I like Steve Gutenberg.
Who doesn't?
I mean, yeah. It's kind of hard
made Steve Gutenberg a star.
Oh, that was the movie?
Cocoon 2.
Wasn't Police
Resurrection.
Academy. That last... Sure it wasn't that last Police Academy, part 4, that didn't just like throw him
Cocoon 3. Electric Boogaloo.
They should came back with Cocoon 3.
Cocoon 4, The Revenge.
They're not aging anymore. So I got into watching Who's the Boss.
Okay.
I started watching Who's the Boss, and I was very excited about this because Amazon had it up there for free. You just had to watch a commercial maybe every 10 minutes or so.
It was short, though.
Yeah, they were short commercials. Not like back in the day where like it was a commercial every 5 fucking minutes and you felt like the plot wasn't progressing.
Long time.
It was the worst. Especially on like if you were watching like Nickelodeon and a game show was on. But there's not going to be enough time for them to do the physical challenges.
They're going to fail in round 3.
Yeah,
they're going to find the flag in the nose.
Yeah, that's how you knew they weren't going to get very far. Like if it was like 3 minutes left in the half hour and they haven't even started fucking like, oh, she's not getting past the fucking big nose. So I'm watching Who's the Boss. And first things first, I totally forgot how awful Judith Light is.
No, you're giving her too much. She's not that bad.
She looks awful. I hate her outfits.
It's 1984, Mike. 85.
I don't care.
She's a Two-Face. Certain times she looks okay. Certain times like, yeesh.
She's a Two-Face.
That's right. Because Mike said, hey, Prime's got Who's the Boss? Like, oh, let me check it out too.
Yeah. I got sucked in.
So you got me sucked in on it. But yeah, she's not that bad. But yeah, I get sometimes she looks like Beastman.
She looks like fucking Mumby. No, it's not so much her face, which I hate, but it's more the outfits. She just looks like she's going to a recital of evil people. Like she's always
recital
got
of evil.
Yeah, because her fucking shoulder
she's the president.
Well, I know she's the president of a great marketing company in Manhattan. She lives in Connecticut, but she's very Connecticut.
Well, it's Greenwich, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, no, I think she's like kind of like in the country-ish part.
Whatever rich, I'm sure.
But she's in the zone.
Some very rich Connecticut area.
She's in the community because she's probably Fairfield, Connecticut, or some shit like that. Danbury or something. Yeah. But it's funny to me because like she's such a like she's so waspy.
Oh yeah.
And then like Tony's like this Italian guy from Brooklyn. She keeps saying in the first season how ethnic he is. Like, you know,
it's almost like, Italians with a heavy Brooklyn accent. It's like you're like a whole different person.
I love when like she actually has to go to like she goes back to Brooklyn for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And she's just like, oh, that doesn't sound like a very Connecticut Thanksgiving. She's like in this apartment building with a bunch of women just running around serving the Italian guys. And she's just like mortified. She's like, she's serving Tony on Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, Mona wasn't there for that.
Mona had a hot date probably.
Mona's the best.
She's like the X factor of the show. She's like, there's no one. This is that grandma who's like fucking everybody.
Yeah, and everybody's perfectly okay with it.
Yeah, it's fine.
And she's down for anything.
It's the sexual joke. Like, there's a lot of things about Who's the Boss, which I feel like the show got stale quick. Now, when I say this, I'm only going off memory and maybe the first and part of the second half season. It's kind of a show that kind of ran the same jokes over and over again eventually. But when they first came out, it was really funny.
Well, the sexual tension was
sexual tension. There's a lot of sexual innuendos. It's kind of like Three's Company to a degree.
Yeah.
It got to a certain time, it kind of got old. Where there's only like 3 types of episodes. You know what I mean?
Well, with Three's Company, probably more so than Who's the Boss, like you're really limited. You like you were saying earlier that you're limited to the 2 to 3 sets that you're actually working on.
Yeah, so it's already a cheap show.
Yeah, and you're just kind of
so many sets.
There's not like all the stories in Three's Company, all the stories that happen outside the apartment. You never actually see those stories. You always hear about those stories. You know, like if if Chrissy gets like hit on like in a bar and a cop thinks that she's a prostitute, like you don't actually see that interaction unless they're at the Regal Beagle.
Like there's a lot of the sitcoms were like that though. I mean, think like Golden Girls, they were at their house. It was
almost the whole time
in the kitchen, and that was like it.
Yeah,
like
handful of episodes where you're
rare when you went anywhere else.
No, like if you're going somewhere else, you're going to a restaurant for dinner, or you're going to go sit by the beach, but you don't see the beach.
Yeah, it was always a restaurant. Yeah. It was always a bedroom for the but it was like the wedding. There was a wedding there at one point. It's at the house.
Gotta do it. If you're gonna have a wedding,
nearly every wedding in
it's in the backyard.
Show is in the fucking backyard.
Yeah. Full House. Oh, we can do it in the backyard.
Brady Bunch.
Just do it in the yard.
You don't want to have a whole new. That's a whole new set.
That's a whole new set. What are you fucking crazy?
We ain't paying for that.
Yeah, unless fucking Starsky and Hutch built it.
One fucking time for one episode.
Yeah. So
that's the thing. It's just like you're so limited, but like your audience also notices it after a few.
Oh, how can you not notice it? What's funny, like the episode of Family Matters with the Urkel dance, and the episode of Perfect Strangers with the Balky rap.
They're both on.
They're on the same set. They air like a week apart from each other, and they were probably filmed a week apart from each other. And they're just like, all right, well, we did this for this episode. We can do an episode on a rooftop.
It's a Miller Boyette production.
It is. You can definitely tell. I love a good Miller Boyette production.
To share the money and share. We got the sets.
Miller Boyette was on such a hot streak until they got to Step by Step, and that's where I took a step back. All right, fine. That joke didn't work, but it's okay.
What'd you play? I don't have my headphones on.
The trombone.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. It was either that or it was going to be crickets.
Mike likes to play a radio show.
I was in here by myself. I was in here by myself like last week, and I was actually playing a radio show. It was pretty funny. It's like, welcome to WPIX. We're going to be watching Deadly Friend on Shocktober.
Oh, Shocktober.
Yeah.
I need to bring that back.
What are we going to do? What I'm curious of is what are we going to do for Frighttober this year? We
got to do at least
something.
Movie.
I don't know what it's going to be yet. You'll have to really think long and hard about this. You know what? Send us an email, videorangerspodcast@gmail.com. Be cool if you did that. So yeah, I've been watching Three's Company. I've been watching Who's the Boss. And what sucks about Who's the Boss is that Amazon only had 2 seasons of it, so I couldn't really see the show progress. Everything else is just memory, and I don't, you know what I mean? Yeah, the show hasn't been on.
That's what I just remember. It got stale.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
I mean, you're dealing with the tension. Eventually, they do get together.
At the time, I'm a kid, so all the jokes fly over your head.
Yeah.
Now, watching it again, it's a lot funnier.
Well, yeah, the sexual tension shit, I didn't even notice before.
Yeah.
I didn't really notice any of that. Because I couldn't see into the future, I didn't get to see like, all right, well, when do they add like a cast member that I'm going to absolutely hate? Because that happens. That happens. The longer a show goes, the more bullshit they have to add to keep it. They think to keep it going. They don't seem to realize that people just want to tune in and watch the same shit all the time, even though they say they don't. Now, some shows do a great job when they add cast members, but a lot of them do.
You know, it's funny is like how they had the sexual tension and Who's the Boss. Like when are they going to get together? And it's like it reminds me of Friends.
Yeah.
With Ross and Rachel. But this is like I don't know, the originator, like at least in a TV sitcom situation.
I can't remember.
I'm sure that it's been done in like hour-long dramas or soap operas. But
yeah,
like, this is 84 when it aired.
Yeah, because it's interesting because
it really works.
Right around the Friends time is when you got a lot of that storyline. Because that storyline also exists in like a Dawson's Creek, which obviously is later 90s, but like, when are they going to get together? And Friends kind of did it smart because they got them together quick enough and then separated them again quick enough.
Because ratings went down.
Yeah.
People like there's more interesting stuff to talk about when they're not just like friendly with each other. Well, the interaction.
It's kind of like
we're on a break.
Yeah, and you get those jokes.
And you get dick jokes.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't happen all the time, and
yeah, shit like that. But it works better when there's mystery. Once you solve the mystery, like once you find out why Michael Myers is killing people, it's not scary.
I got the payoff.
Yeah,
it's been paid. It's been paid off.
Yeah. That's why most stuff will save stuff like that for the end of the series. It'll end on a wedding.
Milk it as long as you can. I was asking Mike, like, when did they get together and Who's the Boss? I mean, we didn't look it up. Because I didn't. Was it season 6 or 7? Because I think it's 8. It goes 8 seasons, and I remember like a whole season where they're together at least. Which is the last. I imagine it must have happened in the 7th then, where like maybe it was a season finale or mid-season finale.
It's hard to tell because even in the first 2 seasons, there's multiple scenarios where you think they're going to hook up.
It's just amazing that they went 5 seasons, 6 seasons, and they didn't.
Yeah, I mean,
still, it's just like
They didn't wait very long. I mean, the first season, he sees her naked.
Yeah, it's like the third or fourth episode.
Yeah, and I love the way they do the shot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I love the way that they did that, like where they just show her bare stomach with like a little water on it.
It's a quick shots of her stomach or shoulder.
Her leg, her knee, her elbow. Like, oh, that's a sexy elbow.
She saw everything. Yeah.
Then little Timmy can't watch the show anymore because that fucking parent happened to be watching.
You know, the kid who can't play Nintendo.
Can't watch G.I. Joe.
TV.
Because his fucking robots are exploding. Yeah.
I want to know what happened to that kid. Write to us at Video Rangers Podcast. The kids who got TV taken away from them.
Nintendo taken away from them.
Can't play Nintendo. Are you just super religious now? Like, what happened to you?
So I knew the kid behind me growing up was that kid. Couldn't watch G.I. Joe. Couldn't watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Voltron, Thundercats. Had a schedule.
For life.
Yeah, had a schedule for Nintendo. Could play on Wednesdays between 5 and 6.
Nintendo,
shit like that.
You needed so much time.
Yeah,
the games took so fucking long.
And there's no like the save states
to fucking play it.
Like a lot of times you had to get to a certain point to get a password. Can you imagine if your mom came in like in the middle of you
super
playing
strict
fucking
and just like yank the cord?
Like think about like or fucking turn the TV off in the middle of Metroid. Play it.
But how did that kid turn out?
Well, I don't know, but I don't know, but
they always move away.
Yeah, but my mother I think still talks to his mother, so maybe we could find out.
But if you are that kid and you've broken away, send us an email. Tell us your story. How you grew up with like those kind of circumstances, like you couldn't go sleep over at someone's house will burn down.
Actually, that's a good question. Maybe some people in our audience were those kids.
Only certain kids could come over, certain times, if that. You gotta go. A lot of times they had to go straight home. They couldn't even fucking go play with their friends either.
You ever have a family try to?
What the fuck's wrong with you, asshole parents? Are you kidding me? Like, you can't watch Perfect Strangers. You can watch TV till 7. It's like bedtime's like 6:30 too. Like, who the fuck can go to sleep at 6:30 when they're like 11? Fuck off.
You can't watch two Perfect Strangers because it's unholy to have two men living together.
There's two men living together.
You can't watch that. They're cousins. I don't care.
That makes it worse.
One of them's from a pagan country. Do the Dent of Joy.
Man. Honestly, I want to know what happened to those kids.
Well, if you were one of those kids, please write in to videorangerspodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.
You know what? It's probably a better question. I'm going to go on Reddit and ask it.
Yeah.
I'll get a bunch of answers.
You know what we need to? We need to start posting more on Reddit because people seem to go there.
Oh, I'm a Redditor.
Oh, are you?
I am. The unwritten rules, you don't tell people your name because then they can find your old post history. And,
okay.
So
what happens in Reddit stays in Reddit?
Kind of.
It's like one of those things? Okay.
Well, if I told you my name, you could look at my old post history and see I was on like Chicks with Dicks or something like that.
Is that where you were?
I'm just saying. No, I wasn't there, but I'm saying you could do that. And like say, you said you find a lot of stuff about people. That's why a lot of people have multiple accounts too. But I'm just saying, in general, that's just like an unwritten rule. It's like an inside joke in Reddit.
What do you think Ben Seaver would ask on Reddit?
Some sexual question.
Yeah, probably. You probably try to get a pizza delivered by some girl.
What does a vagina feel like?
He just call up one of his hotlines. Oh man!
All right.
So anyway, like I was saying, so Amazon only has 2 seasons of Who's the Boss, and I wasn't able to see how it progresses, and I was getting really into it, so I am a little disappointed that I can only watch 2 seasons of it. So I never got to see.
Can you purchase the rest then as like a tease?
I don't think I can get it anywhere else.
You can't even buy it there on Amazon.
I'll have to look into that.
Doesn't make sense because that means that I would, unless somehow the production company changed hands at some point and certain seasons are owned by someone else. Why wouldn't you have all the seasons?
I don't know.
Even just for purchase. Not that you would do that because I ain't purchasing like 30. Because on Amazon it's like $30 fucking for a season 3. Let's say.
Yeah, odds are on Amazon I would not purchase a season digitally, but I might purchase an episode if I really needed to watch it. And it's like $2. Yeah,
it was very specific.
Like I did that for Family Matters and Perfect Strangers. But anyway. So we never got to see any horrible cast additions, and I started to think to myself, well, what are some other shows that had some pretty horrible cast additions as they continued their their season run. And I came up with a little bit of a list. And I only have 8 characters on it. I didn't want to go.
We don't want to go.
I didn't want to go to 10.
I got a couple.
Everybody does 10. I was
sure,
like,
yeah.
I just did 8. You got a couple, and I'm sure ours are going to overlap.
Well, we got some. We got the good and the bad.
Well, I actually didn't.
I only got 2 good ones.
I didn't write the good one out a lot because I wanted to actually do a whole thing on that.
Except for that one we'll mention.
We're going to have to talk about it. Yeah,
that's a different situation.
It's like the gold standard.
Yes,
of fucking,
yes.
Casting additions. All right, so number 1 on the list of worst sitcom cast additions is 7 from Married with Children.
Yeah, I almost feel like that was like an inside joke.
Yeah,
but there's also Peggy or I can't remember the actress's name. What's her name? She was pregnant in real life.
Who, Peggy Bundy?
Yeah,
yeah,
and she lost the baby, I believe.
Is that true?
I don't know if it's true or it's a rumor.
All right,
but like in the episode, it was like a dream because her and Marcy Darcy were both pregnant.
Yes. And
then Al wakes up and she's not pregnant. It was a dream. Then there's next season, their in-laws or whoever dropped this kid off, Peggy's family, because they had probably some storyline which makes you think that's what happened.
Yeah.
But again, I remember hearing that she lost the child, but I don't know if it's true.
Oh,
I don't want to
could be an urban legend.
Anyway, so bang, now you get this kid, and he's there for a season maybe, and then he's gone.
I have like a little bit of a character bio here. I went over to fandom.com, and so 7 was child of Zemus and Ida Mae Wanker.
Yep,
the cousin of Peggy Bundy.
I like how it's the Wanker, and it's the Wanker County.
Yeah, yeah.
They're named after the county?
I don't know. Was there anybody in Dukes of Hazzard named Hazzard?
Probably.
Must have been.
I don't know.
I think Daisy Duke's shorts were
didn't they own the county?
Who knew?
I don't know.
Boss Hogg owned everything.
Hazzard County?
I fucking didn't understand it. Like, there was no town. It was just the county.
It's a dirt fucking road.
Yeah. That they
with a
fucking...
bank. A dirt road, a bank, and a grocery store.
And I still don't understand how the bank is open. That bank has been robbed more times. There's more bank robbers coming through.
How much money can be there in the country?
I know. And everybody that's escaping some type of robbery, even if they didn't rob the Hazzard County Bank, they robbed some other bank and they were passing through. That fucking happens all the time. All right, anyway. So,
Go ahead.
So, 7 was the child of Zemus and Ida Mae Wanker, the cousin of Peggy Bundy, who appeared in 12 episodes of the 7th season of Married with Children, having been informally adopted by the Bundys.
He got abandoned there.
Yeah, pretty much. Because, all right, so basically Peggy's cousins, Zemus and Ida Mae, they're played by Bobcat and Linda Blair.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah. From
so you don't know who anyone who's named Bobcat is first name.
Yeah, if I got to explain it to you, Bobcat might as well be Cher. And if you don't know who Bobcat is, then you haven't seen Hot to Trot. All right, so they drop off their son and leave him behind for the Bundys to take care of. He appears in the 7th season of Married with Children with a handful of episodes and then disappears without any explanation other than a quick mention by the Darcys that he showed up on their house and wouldn't leave.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Because that's how the show is written. Like,
yeah.
He didn't... he wasn't put there by there wasn't I don't know what information you got in there, but was it like a corporate, like we want another character?
I think so. I think it was an attempt to cuten up the show a little bit, and it just didn't work out because according to this, he was an extremely unpopular character with the fans.
Yeah.
And in season 8, Kelly knows something. Kelly is studying for a trivia show, and she learns new information. As she learns new information, you visually see her forgetting old information.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
So while that's happening, one thing pops out of her head, and it's an image of 7.
She also forgets that Al Bundy scored 4 touchdowns in one game.
Yeah, she did. I don't know how you forget that.
The final trivia question is local trivia. Local sports trivia.
It's the best question that you could ever, because he talks about it all the time.
It's perfect. Of course, he says it all the fucking time and she wouldn't know it.
Yeah. It's fucking great, man. So, and there's also other, what's cool about Married with Children is that they didn't completely ignore the character. The storyline kind of ignored the character, but there's stuff in the background. There's episodes where the Bundys are at the breakfast table, and there's like a milk carton, and Seven's on
He's
it
on
missing.
it. Yeah, I
You know,
remember
and
that too.
nobody's paying attention to it.
That's funny.
So
That's
they
pretty
do
funny.
these little touches. But the funny thing is, like, if you ask anybody, like I put out a couple questions out there, and I was asking people, like, what do they think? Like, what are some of the worst characters? And a lot of people went with Seven.
No, it's like out of nowhere. It's terrible.
Oh, he was terrible. He was awful.
You know, The Simpsons did a joke with that where they had a guy named Roy show up, and he was like super cool and like dude, like 90s extreme guy.
Yeah.
And it was like he was very casual that he was living with the Simpsons at their house.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, Roy. All right. But it was like, you know, he'd pop in, but it was only for like an episode. It was like
The Simpsons
was
would
making
do
fun
yeah.
of
The Simpsons
like
would do a
kind
great
of
joke
thing.
like that.
They did a great job doing it.
They're the best at stuff like
He was
that.
kind of like Poochie.
All right, so yeah, that's number one on my list is Seven, in no particular order. Dude, you have
I don't have a list.
You don't have a
so
list?
we'll just
Want me to
with your
go with my next
I
list?
have like the two, like, yeah, it's fine.
Okay, all right. We're a loose show here.
We're loose.
We're very loose. All right, so number 2 on the Video Rangers list of worst cast additions to sitcoms, we have Cousin Oliver from the Brady Bunch.
Brady Bunch.
I think that's just like a
I don't
gimme.
even remember him.
Well, I wasn't watching the show when it was new. I wasn't
That's
alive.
what I mean. Like, everyone hates him. Was he in the last season?
He's in the last season, and that's pretty much it.
Because Bobby's like 13 or 14 by now.
Yeah. So Cousin Oliver Tyler was a character in the last 6 episodes of the 5th and final season of the Brady Bunch.
He only ran 5 seasons.
Yeah, he was played by actor Robbie Rist.
Yeah. They were on an episode of like The Weakest Link when that was a fucking thing. And if you know that show, you get like, it's like trivia, but then you get voted out.
Yeah.
Guess who got voted out first?
Oliver?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did anybody miss him?
They all laughed.
Well, the funny
And then they made a Robert Reed joke.
And then they made a Robert Reed joke. And everybody laughed. All right, so Cousin Oliver was the son of Carol's brother Jack and his wife Pauline. When they travel to an archaeological dig in South America, and their son is unable to accompany them, he is sent to live with the Bradys.
Isn't that kind of like Airborne?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, he goes to Cincinnati.
He goes to Cincinnati.
Yeah, I don't know where the Bradys live. California?
California.
Somewhere where like AstroTurf grows naturally. You know, like you've seen their lawn. Somewhere where you don't need a toilet.
It's like the dog disappears too, doesn't it? In the first episode,
Pretty
Tiger.
much, yeah.
And
Tiger's
like,
not
he's in a couple,
first season,
maybe
right?
worst 1 or 2, and then
Yeah.
it's just gone. Fuck this dog.
Yeah.
He's shit all over the
Just
house.
get rid of the dog.
Get him out of here.
Yeah, you know, his pee is just ruining the rug we got for a
I wish
long.
you could do that in my house. Get rid of like 6 animals.
Just have him march up the stairs, never return. Kind of like fucking...
Kind of like the Happy Days brother.
Yeah, Cunningham. Chuck Cunningham. Now, but what's cool about Cousin Oliver is that every show that added a cast member that disappeared or fucking people didn't like later on, it's kind of known as like the Cousin Oliver syndrome.
That's been named after
Yeah,
him.
pretty much. You know, and there's a lot of shows that do that where you get these like bad cast members or you get these people that fucking kind of just leave after like 1 or 2 episodes. Family Matters is with Judy.
You replace people. With
Yeah.
Like
Fresh
Aunt
Prince
Viv.
and Viv.
They have, you know, the main character wasn't working out with them.
Yeah. And I love how they do it and they expect you to just not fucking notice.
I didn't care.
Yeah. Nah, I didn't really.
Like,
It didn't.
like, Aunt Viv, like, that's not what I'm coming here to watch. I didn't come to watch the Fresh Prince for Aunt Viv.
No, I didn't either.
You know?
But I do like the first Aunt Viv better. But that's looking at it now.
Yeah.
You know. Number 3 on the list of Video Rangers' worst sitcom cast additions is the Duke cousins from Dukes of Hazzard.
Weren't they just for a season and then the regular Dukes came back?
Yes. So what happened is somewhere in I believe it's the 5th season,
Was there a contract dispute?
there was a bit of a contract
Wow,
dispute.
I can't believe they really replaced
Because
them.
the Duke boys they felt that they weren't getting a
Enough
decent
money.
enough cut out of what was insane merchandise sales at the time.
Too. Oh, yeah. Matchbox cars,
Yeah. So,
figures.
so they like take a step back from the series, and this is when it's a number 1 and 2 show. This is when it's at the height of
getting paid dog shit.
Yeah, and
they're saying that. And
yeah. Meanwhile, they're walking down the street and their face is on a lunchbox, and they're not really getting a good cut of that.
Nothing.
So what we end up getting is what is it?
There was a time. It's like Hollywood. Unless you were a huge star, you weren't getting shit. Like it was almost like the music industry. You know,
You're making the studio
still like that.
I mean, you're just not getting. You're making them so much money, and you're getting a very small piece. Nothing. And this show's going to end, and you're going to get
exactly, and then you're done.
And
you're done.
You're the Duke boys, and nobody wants to hire you.
Like a fucking malls and shit.
Yeah, this is pre. It's not like today where people can make money at conventions. You know, it's shit's so much different. So we got Coy Duke and Vance Duke, who are the Duke cousins, and
that's terrible.
It's fucking dreadful.
I didn't watch it. I can't remember exactly, but I mean. I can only, they're scabs almost.
Pretty much.
Right?
Yeah, no union card.
They're fucking scabs.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they're in the guild, but I mean, it's still like, you're kind of like a scab.
I guess they're in the guild.
Well, they're actors. They acted.
I mean, the funny thing is, like, I just think the choices that they went with, you know, if it was me and I'm casting for, you know, a replacement for one of the Duke boys, I'm going with Cool Hand McConaughey.
Unfortunately, Cool Hand McConaughey was only about 13
years old. Yeah, he was 13 years old.
Probably.
Yeah, he was a far cry away from fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the new generation, with Renee Zellweger.
Renee Zellweger.
Yeah, so I don't have a whole lot to say about it because I don't have like that much experience with that particular season. I just know that it is a dreadful season, probably worse than the 8th season because you don't even get the Duke boys. But yeah, you bring in the Duke cousins. It's kind of like when they bring in the Care Bear cousins.
That was at least like, it was just like, we're just adding merchandise. I mean,
yeah, we got
cartoons are just toy commercials.
I actually like the Care Bear cousins.
Understand it.
Yeah, I can deal with the Care Bear cousins because they give you the Care Bear stare. All right, number 4 on our list of worst cast additions is Tori Scott from Saved by the Bell.
See, now I didn't mind Tori.
I hate her guts, hate her jacket, hate her face.
She, when she came back, I think it was Kelly and Elizabeth Berkley.
I believe had left.
Were they both? I think they were both gone.
I believe so.
Temporarily, for whatever reason. I think it was both of them.
Well, Tori actually shows up in the show's final season. She's the new girl and later girlfriend of Zach Morris at Bayside High.
I still remember the episode where Mrs. Belding has the baby in the elevator, and Tori's like helping. Like,
oh, is she?
She's like,
did she use her jacket to catch the baby?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's good leather.
Staring, the devil in the eye.
You know what would have been better if she had to give Mrs. Belding a ride to the hospital on the back of her motorcycle.
There's an earthquake.
Yeah,
so the elevator, stops.
Oh,
power's lost. Who knows?
How cool would it have been if it was just like the plot of Speed? Like just opens up with Mrs. Belding giving birth in that elevator.
The funny thing about Tori is she kind of just looks like an extra.
I hate her.
She's in the show.
I
didn't mind her.
I
loved Saved by the Bell so much as a kid. I didn't care.
Yeah, I didn't like her because immediately
for me it was all about Zach.
Well, that's why I didn't like her because she just rubbed me the wrong way. That very first episode, she takes Zach's parking spot.
Well, he's a dick. Zach's an asshole.
Well, now he's a dick. When I was a kid, he was cool.
I know, but like, you need some conflict. Whose motorcycles? He probably said, like, whose motorbike? He probably said that.
Yeah, he actually does. He's like, who's parked in my spot? Yeah. And then, he tells her about it, and she's like, well, I didn't see a sign. Says that to him, and it's like, she's tough.
She's almost like Joe from fucking Facts of Life.
She is, and I like Joe a lot better.
Pretty.
Yeah, and has awful hair in that final season.
Natalie wants to date her.
You think Natalie wanted to date Joe?
Well, because she thought it was a guy.
Yeah.
When Joe first shows up, she thought it was a guy.
Only you would remember that. Oh my God.
She's like, oh, who's this handsome? She's like, oh, this guy.
Look, Mrs. Garrett.
Then, if they remade Facts of Life, there'd be a lesbian in the show.
Absolutely. There would be a lot of things different.
Maybe a trans. Well, the main cast would be a lesbian, and then there'd be transgenders, and there'd be all someone would be a fucking.
It wouldn't be an all-girls school.
Someone would be, it would be all over the fucking.
It'd be
place.
A co-ed school.
Totally, if they were going to do it, it would totally be doing what the kids today and what woke people want.
Yeah.
That's what they would totally go into.
There'd be like a whole episode.
I would probably watch it.
Yeah, I would too. There'd be a whole episode on the pitfalls of like Snapchat, TikTok.
Yeah, all the internet shit.
Yeah.
Oh wow, they haven't touched any of that stuff as far as I can tell. And they have an opportunity to do Facts of Life with Natalie as Mrs. Garrett and do TikTok and all that crazy crap.
I can't believe there's no Natalie.
How many girls are just like not porn stars, but just like they just like want to show off their body and take pictures of themselves naked?
How many girls are out there that are not porn stars but want to be? Right into the Video Rangers podcast at gmail.com.
And Mike Ranger will make sure that you're welcome.
Or send the pictures to Chris's P.O. box. Yeah.
My P.O. box. Like I got a P.O. box.
Like, oh, sure. He's got a P.O. box. Oh, man. That's the stuff. Chris had to get up and he had to run to the bathroom because Mike was so funny.
7 years old or 5. Like, oh, sure. He has a P.O. box.
All right. So fucking Tori. Yeah, she only shows up in the last season, which is actually season 4, and which is funny because I actually thought that show ran a little bit longer.
I could have sworn it was longer. Well, then they did, because like there's a summer season.
Yeah.
And that's a season.
Yeah. So
I could have sworn it was longer.
And the summer season's different than this. Yeah.
You got to imagine that like he's only 4 years in high school.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought I could have sworn, because I thought about this. I thought the summer season was an extra season they threw in there, so it'd be 5.
I think I'd have to look. I don't know the whole history of that show, but it was on on TV all the time.
When you're younger, you don't perceive time.
Yeah, it's just on all the time.
And it seemed like it was a lot longer. And it's like, damn, it was only 4 years then.
Well, there were so many shows in syndication. It was fucking insane.
But I watched that, like I'm sure you did, religiously. Saturday mornings on NBC.
Yeah.
And it came on at like 12:30, I think. It was on the afternoon.
Like early afternoon.
Like my mom would come home from shopping and it would just be coming on and I'd have myself like a pepperoni fucking
Lunchable?
Not a Lunchable, Hot Pocket.
Oh yeah.
And it was
one of the better Hot Pockets. It was
like the best thing in the world. I go from the little Hot Pocket.
Yeah.
Saved by the Bell's on.
Wouldn't that be a bite? Missing a whole episode of Saved by the Bell. So Tori's last appearance was in an episode called The School Song. And I wanted to look into this episode.
I remember that episode.
Yeah, because the gang begins to compete against one another. Oh my God, I can't speak. The gang begins to compete against one another when Bayside holds a contest for who can write the best school song. And Zach decides that he wants to win because he wants to be remembered for something good.
Because he feels like he's the class clown.
Yeah.
And he's going to, yeah.
And then he proceeds to cheat to win the contest.
Does he cheat?
Yeah.
What do he do?
He tries to like fuck everybody else over so he gets the winning song. Listen, I guarantee there was at least one timeout in that episode.
Probably.
At least one.
That was more of an earlier season thing, but earlier season.
Bring Saved by the Bell back and then deal with like...
I heard they're bringing it back.
Yeah, they should.
But it's only... my wife was telling me, she saw... I didn't see the trailer. It's only because of the COVID, but it's only Elizabeth Berkley. Is that her name?
Yeah.
And AC Slater.
That's it?
It's only them two
in
it
fuck
that are
that.
actually in it.
I wouldn't even want to watch that. I want them to bring it back, and I want them to deal with like more like date rape drugs.
Oh,
you know?
The coke.
Like Zach's all ready to give somebody some Molly, and then he's like, "Time out. Let me rethink this."
Do you remember when they tried to continue Saved by the Bell?
What, the college years?
No.
Oh, the next generation with Screech and Belding.
It ended, and then maybe a year or two passed.
Yeah, the new class. Again,
and like instead of like Screech was in it.
Yeah, he was a vice principal.
They had Weasel. So someone had to have a cool, weird nickname and be like the weird guy. But like, and it was like, it ran for maybe a year or two.
Yeah, it wasn't as good.
That stunk.
No.
There's no Zach Morris.
No.
You know,
you need a Zach, you need an AC Slater, you need a wrestling guy.
It just was perfect. It was like, I know it's like really cheap. Like it's the cheapest shows, but it was, I don't know what it is about that show. It just rang true.
I think it was just simple storylines. I mean, it was cheesy, but Full House was cheesy. People were into that.
I think a lot of it is, again, you're grabbing the Saturday morning market. So most of these kids are preteen, tweens, and younger, and these are older kids, and you see what's cool. That's what you perceive, at least.
I mean, at least you got, like, Zach had cool shoes. Had a cell phone.
They had Reeboks, didn't they?
He had high tops, British Knights, maybe.
Cool.
I don't know. He had
I thought his shoes were whack.
Yeah, you didn't like his shoes?
Nah, I didn't like his
shoes. I like his shoes a lot.
My shoes were dope.
I think
there was some dope sneakers in the 90s.
With the kangaroos.
90s. I remember the ones I had. I always liked my shoes, the shoes I had. In like 7th, 8th, and 9th grade, I always had dope shoes.
Oh, the sneakers of the mid-90s.
Those were best.
Cool. Those were very cool.
And I'm not saying this being nostalgic, but like I see new shoes sometimes, and I see them like there was just something, I don't know. They're just way cooler, man.
Aren't all the shoes out that are out now?
Probably.
Aren't they the ones that don't
know the name? Like the shoes I had in 7th, 8th grade, I really liked a lot.
Well, like remember like those
coolest
Nike
shoes I ever fucking had.
Those Nikes with like the Air written on the side. Those are like really popular.
I had those in 9th grade. And
I don't know what's popular.
I didn't think that I liked them, but I liked the shoes I had in 7th and 8th grade better.
It's just funny that if I go into like Foot Locker now, it's all the stuff that was popular when I was growing up selling for double what it was.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's fucking incredible.
Like nothing's good. It's only stuff from the fucking 80s and 90s that's still selling.
Yeah.
Like it's even just merchandise.
All right, let's move on to number 5 on our list of the worst cast additions. Video Rangers podcast, recording at Podcast New York Studios. All right, number 5 is Sam's mom, Maggie McKinney from Different Strokes.
So that was Dixie Carter.
Dixie Carter. I hated her voice. I feel like she sucks way more than Sam does.
I don't know if they need a Southern Belle exactly.
No, not in fucking Manhattan.
They wanted to go something that was way.
Let's bring the South to Manhattan.
New York City. Yeah, they wanted to go something
to Mr. Drummond's high rise.
Opposite. They wanted to do that.
Well, you definitely needed to give Mr. Drummond some kind of love interest because you had to start to wonder, like, what's he doing up there?
And it makes sense, and it gives you more storylines.
Yeah, and you get to bring in another kid, and you get rid of Willis, who was, at that point, had become
like useless. Him and Kimberly, like, hit the back seat real quick.
Well, at least Kimberly was
third or fourth season.
Dana Plato was, like, pregnant in real life, so that's why she had to leave. But, like...
They got rid of her.
I mean, At this point, the only like thing that was like growing on Todd Bridges was his forehead.
He really got like ousted.
They just like really faded him to the back.
Like he was like
he would get an episode, but every now and then because you have to. But
he would just be a support side character. He would have a couple lines, and that would be it.
Yeah.
And then I remember I think it's the last season. He goes to college. He gets a whole episode. And he doesn't he doesn't
want to go.
No, he goes there and then he doesn't want to go because I don't know, he didn't feel right.
Doesn't feel right.
He get convinced to like stay.
And then he's got a roommate who's an alcoholic. There's episodes like that. But yeah, he really fades to the back. But when Dixie Carter comes in the middle of season 6, and then Sam like a couple episodes later, the funny thing is that she ends up leaving the series. She's not even. They replace her with a different actress.
What did she have going on? I was so
Designing Woman, right?
Is that all?
Yeah, okay, she goes to that, which
that was a sinking ship. Different Strokes at that time.
Yeah,
I'm sure she saw that.
Different Strokes is amazing because its spin-off series, Facts of Life, technically ended up being a much bigger show. Like the ratings wise, much bigger, lasted a little bit longer.
Excuse me.
Oh, no problem.
Facts of Life has, and I'm like, one of the first shows with like all female leads.
Yeah, and what's good, another thing we'll have to talk about this at some point.
They haven't done the show like you do. Reboot movies. Why aren't you rebooting TV shows? It's not a big deal, and you can totally make it something else.
It can just
because it's going to be 4 girls and like a house mother or something. If they even do that these days, I don't know how these schools work, but I mean, like,
especially now,
do
remote, like Facts of Life.
There's just so many new, like, with technology and just updating it. If anything, like, why you think there'd be someone harping to get this thing made to make a remake of Facts of Life? I really don't understand why there hasn't been one, and it's been that ended in what, 88, 89?
Yeah, and then there's a couple of
30
movies.
years.
There's reunion movies and stuff, but that's like you focusing in on the original cast. There's no reason why you can't take this story and apply it to a modern setting.
That's what I do not understand why this hasn't been.
Yeah,
especially it's 22. It's been so long
with Natalie in the Mrs. Garrett role, which is what we both want.
And TV shows are so different now. There's not many very normal sitcoms with just like the three cameras and a set.
I don't watch anything.
Everything's the fucking mockumentary style shit.
Yeah, which was cool until everybody did it.
Like the half-hour TV sitcom. Like I know what people have said, it's been dead in the different
late 90s. It was dying. Yeah,
and maybe it is now. It seems like they're just not trying hard enough. Almost.
You know what Facts of Life doesn't get enough credit for? Facts of Life doesn't get enough credit for, because of all the shows that have made bad casting additions, they're a show that like totally revamped itself. The first season is completely different. Like they actually get rid of cast members. They
had too many.
Yeah,
they had way too many.
And then they make additions. And I
get where they're coming from. It would make sense that there would be. It's like me, how I'm very literal when I watch a show. Like, oh, that can't happen. Like, I kind of forget shit. I know I do that myself, but that's what that show was. Like, yeah, if you were in a real house, you wouldn't have a house mother with 4 girls. It would probably be like 10. No, it'd be
10 girls, but you can't have 10 different.
You can't do that on a TV show. That has to be a movie, if anything.
Yeah, so
you can't do that.
Their casting decision to cut back was a good idea.
You would never, real life, you're gonna have 4 girls under one house with one house mother.
What the fuck would the rent be? I mean, what's the tuition?
Not cost effective.
Yeah, I mean you're in beautiful Peekskill.
When I get so literal on shit sometimes, but yeah, no, it makes sense. But it makes sense for TV, and you forget about it. You can, if the show's good enough, you can forget about those things.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it,
movies you can forget about the little mistakes. You forget about those things if it's good enough.
Yeah, you got to take the good with the bad.
What were we talking about?
We're all over the place. That's all right.
It goes back to Facts of Life.
It's always Facts of Life, different strokes. Fucking Dan Haggerty, Ben. That's all we got. We're a one-trick pony. All right, number 6 on the Video Rangers podcast list of the worst casting additions is Chrissy Seaver from Growing Pains.
Now, this is a Mike special here. He doesn't like her.
No, I'm not a big fan of...
And she's the traditional extra child that we need because we need to cuten it up because the old cute child is now too old.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Cousin Oliver.
Yeah, it's...
Bobby and Cindy were too old.
Yeah, so they got to bring Cousin Oliver.
Ben was a fucking horny teenager they made him, which was, I think, a good choice. A good choice, I think, because that's what they,
Yeah, and then you got to bring in Chrissy, and then you get tired of Chrissy.
You brought Chrissy in so you can have those cute stories with, or just have her, she can have a zing every now and then or something.
And then you get tired of her, and you bring in Leo.
And yeah, because the cool character, freaked the fuck out, so you got to bring someone else in.
Yeah. So Chrissy comes in the 4th season, and then rapidly fucking ages.
Did she rapidly age? She was 38.
She's an infant in the first season.
Oh,
well, she's an infant the first time you see her. Then she's a toddler, and then she's a 5-year-old.
Well, that's what happens.
All within 3 seasons. She has 5 years.
Fresh Prince had the baby.
Yes.
He went from baby to 5.
Yeah, which is...
Or 4, or whatever.
Yeah.
And they made a joke of it. But like, listen, do you want just some things sitting here? Or do you want, like, you can at least throw a joke at us? We can't sit here for 4 years and watch the same actor age. I get it.
I don't think it's
you have to push. It's just the way things are. You got to push it through.
It's not unusual.
That's what happens. It's when you watch it, like, hey, what happened there? What did that kid... Forget about it. You got to forget about that shit.
What are you doing?
No, you just go like, okay, I get it. I understand. It's for the entertainment purposes, so we can get things going.
Yeah, if we start thinking,
the kid
then
age 5,
Back to the Future makes no sense if we start thinking about it.
And again, you can't overthink it. And I do, but certain things you got to like push past.
Yeah. Now I hate Chrissy, so I don't want to talk about her anymore. Let's move on to number 7. All right, number 7 on the Video Rangers podcast list of the all-time worst sitcom editions. And we've got Tom Arnold as Arnie on Roseanne.
I don't hate this. Now, he's put in there because he's married to the fucking boss of the show, basically.
Pretty much.
But he's all right.
You like Arnie?
Yeah. I was a big Roseanne fan.
You're a big fan of Arnie?
Yeah,
I feel like he's fucking coked out in every scene he's in.
That's what makes it great.
Yeah, I heard
he's always, and now we don't have visual here, but
he's always like, oh, Dan,
he's just
what are you doing, Dan?
He's got a lot of hand movement.
Yeah.
He's like, he's rocking his body back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
And he makes out with Roseanne, and like there's a weird episode where he kisses her. I think it's twice, and like he kisses her once, Dan's not there. He kisses her again, Dan's there, but he like yawns. It's something weird. It's something like weird, stupid like that.
Yeah.
And she's freaking out about it in the middle for the first time she got kissed, and then it just goes away. Oh, he must have saw it, so he's cool with it, and it just goes away. But it's just like, he's funny. He's the dumbest character.
I actually
he's like, because Roseanne didn't have a dum-dum till Mark came in, and he was their dum-dum.
Yeah, but
he was a little different.
But Mark is such a weird. They reinvented who he was as the series went. As he got older,
he was super cool.
Yeah,
and all right, and then became a dum-dum because Darlene was always giving him shit.
Yeah,
which is funny because Becky was smart in the show. So now that the show's started again, now she's the dum-dum, which I don't like.
I don't watch.
She was like a smart girl, and now she's a dum-dum, and it's like, what?
I really like when Becky
pisses me off.
I like when Becky cut the cheese.
That's a great episode.
I really do. I just love when Darlene tells that story. Is just
I got a card for her. Who knew it? They make a card for everything.
Who knew it? They make a card. Darlene was vicious.
Oh yeah,
she was great in the beginning when DJ's fucking. Is it DJ? DJ's his name, right? DJ. When DJ's like jerking off all the time.
There's a turn in that show where it goes from very realistic and like, wow, this is like a very great show, to like, it's just off the fucking wall. I don't want to watch this anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's pretty much when it starts, there's not, I don't know if I can specifically say an episode, but when Becky leaves, it's in that decline where that starts. Now, those first few episodes are great. When she first initially leaves, it's fine because then it becomes the Roseanne, Dan, and
DJ?
Not DJ. Darlene. Excuse me.
Roseanne, Darlene.
It's them three are the main characters.
And Jackie.
Darlene becomes one of the main characters in the show.
Yeah.
And like I said, it just declines. And after about a season after that, it's like it's a whole.
Well, definitely like that.
This is a very different show. Like the
show got too big.
There was minor things in it that were great. Like they'd have friends that go to parties, like the lodge.
Yeah.
They would, you know what I mean? And those went away, and everything was about the family, and that's it. It wasn't about like, oh, you know, Corey Smith. They'd always mention people or talk about other people, and that's what kind of kept it real and felt real, and maybe you'd see them.
Well,
and then that was it. It became all about the family, and it was always about Darlene. Everything became Darlene central.
And,
and they would also fell off.
And then they would focus on different things in that show. Like there would be like when they were working in the factory, and then when they were working in the restaurant.
Where she had like 10 jobs.
Yeah. Then when she actually owned the lunchbox, that's later.
It was like, oh, we don't want to do that. Here she's at one job. We have a restaurant now. But when she was going from job to job to job, it was interesting. And when, you know, it had a realistic feel, and then it just fell off, and it just not the same. So
you liked it better when Tom was telling when Tom Arnold was telling his.
He was in that middle before it fell off.
Well, I liked when he was there and he was telling because he's Dan's poker buddy who got abducted by aliens.
And that's the funny episode. There's an ending episode where DJ's in the ship with him. Yeah. No, it's like totally breaks the fourth wall, and there's aliens there, and he's talking to them. Like, cause that's his excuse or something that he got abducted by aliens. But then one time, like they totally break the fourth wall, and like DJ and Tom Harrell come in, like, "Hey guys, get out of here! We're piloting this ship." Because DJ's like the weird kid.
Yeah, DJ's. I mean, I liked some of the stories around DJ, but I never really liked DJ.
No, he's buried. Just like
he's
buried
great when he's a little kid.
He's like he comes in for the one or two things, and then he gets buried.
Yeah, and
same thing now.
He's the butt of a joke.
The new show.
He's barely in it. Like you're laughing at him when he's going through his erection problems. You're laughing at him when he's going through his masturbation problems. You know, and
Well, he's the teen, he's telling him to put a book in front of it.
Yeah. And then Darlene's he's either really, really good at it or really, really bad at it. And fucking Roseanne and Aunt Jackie are like, oh my God, let's go to the lunchbox.
There was definitely like
a loose meat sandwich.
There's definitely like like 4 and 5, like maybe the 5th season where it's just it's not the same. It has such a realistic take on American family, and it just kind of becomes more of a TV family.
They did a lot in that show.
But it's great.
People don't talk about that, but they did a lot in that show. How many lesbian characters had you seen as main cast members?
That was like, I don't know. I think Roseanne just piped them in.
Well, these are also her stand-up friends. Yeah, a lot of these people.
Yeah,
but it was something that you didn't see.
Piped in left and right.
When you see a gay character on TV prior to that, it's Three's Company where he's not really gay, or it's one episode.
I'm not calling it cheap, but like they knew what they were doing. Like this is gonna get big ratings.
Oh, I think so. And it was, the show didn't do it until it was so well established that it wasn't going anywhere.
All right with
it wasn't first season.
It was going to be okay with the audience.
I mean, you want to talk about a show that had balls? Watch Soap. Like they fucking do whatever on that show. Billy Crystal got a couple episodes.
Billy Crystal.
All right, yeah. So Arnie was there for seasons 3 and 4. I think he returns in season 5 for a little bit. He's just with Nancy the whole time.
Well, he's with Nancy. She gets the boob job.
He
borrowed money from Dan.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Dan's a big guy.
Yeah, but like
choke you.
There's always one of the plots is always that they're broke, and he like gave him money for a boob job. He gave money to his buddy to give his lady a titty job. Are you kidding me? Like
where'd you get the money?
Exactly. Like you got 3 kids. You're like. No wonder you're broke. You're giving people money.
Yeah, you couldn't even buy fucking DJ a starter coat. What the fuck?
And he bought him a Super Nintendo.
His grandmother bought him that, right?
But they were going to buy it.
Super Nintendo. That was like the best gift ever in 1992.
Help me hook it up? Your parents will help you hook it up.
I'm playing 16 bits.
Your parents help you hook it up.
Oh, yeah. Right. I love that story. Your parents hook up your Nintendo system. I was 5 years old hooking up my Nintendo. My dad was clueless.
What's this stuff behind the TV, Maureen?
Yeah. So much so that I don't think I knew what the red and the yellow thing was for the longest time. I was just using the coax. Oh, man. All right. So that's number 7. Why don't we run down the list here? So number 1 was 7 from Married with Children. Number 2 was Cousin Oliver from the Brady Bunch. Number 3 was the Duke Cousins from Dukes of Hazzard. Number 4 was Tori Scott from Saved by the Bell. Number 5, Maggie McKinney from Different Strokes. Number 6, Chrissy Seaver from Growing Pains. Number 7, Tom Arnold as Arnie and Roseanne. And number 8, as my final pick, is Cousin Pam from The Cosby Show. I hated Cousin Pam.
Yeah, I didn't like her.
Did not like her at all. Didn't like her.
Makes me think
didn't like her friends.
Another character that was a good character that was added
to that show.
Who
was it?
Is Raven.
You like Raven Simone?
She took over Rudy's role because she got too old.
She did, yeah.
But she fills it perfectly because she's not in every episode. But she just because Bill Cosby and Kids just worked.
Yeah.
So they had to throw it, they had to go back to it.
Well, it's so perfect when Bill,
especially little kids,
when Mr. Huxtable would talk to little kids and he would just, it was
work,
the best.
Man. It really is great.
I love his Bob the Bike story.
You had to bring a little kid, and that was really good. I think she was fine.
Yeah, she was actually really good. I mean, I don't love everything she does. There's an attitude about her that I don't really enjoy.
She wasn't Rudy.
She's smart beyond her years, and I don't like it. Rudy was just a cute kid and had really cool friends. But yeah, Cousin Pam was not a fan of, and she was around for a little bit, because she was a character that came.
That show was in transition with. Yeah, I mean, the kids got very old. Kids were getting older.
Well, this is the end. Now we're into the 90s. So
that show ran for 8 seasons.
Yeah, she's in season 7 and 8 for a total of 20 episodes, and she part of Pam was played by Erica Alexander, who you would later know from Living Single, which is the original Friends. So Pam Tucker is Claire Huxtable's cousin, once removed. The daughter of a single mother, Pam comes to live with the Huxtables after her mother moved to California to take care of Pam's grandmother. Upon moving in, Pam is a high school junior, younger than Vanessa, but older than Rudy. At first, she is not used to she's not used to being in the Huxtable's upper middle class lifestyle or close knit family relationships.
She's supposed to be like she's more street,
I guess. So eventually, she does fit in and becomes just another one of the Huxtable clan. Mm-hmm. She makes her first appearance in the fourth episode of season 7, A Period of Adjustment, and it's all about how she went to school and she got her period and ruined her white jeans.
Yeah,
that didn't happen. Just kidding.
You made that up.
Made that up on the fly.
Mike, we can't lie to our listeners. We can't make shit up.
Sorry, guys. Apologize. Let's rewind. Let's go back into time.
I feel like we got all this like crazy new equipment,
and I don't know how to use it.
I feel like we sold out.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Like we got a boss with a big cigar in his mouth. Like,
yeah,
pump them out, boys. Like,
yeah. Come on, guys.
But you can't talk about this, and this.
More cowbell. That's what it's like now. Well, the Video Ranger says gone corporate. Can you believe it? Chris Ranger will no longer say the C word. That's not true. That's not true. Give us
I say it every day.
Say it every day. So yeah, that was my list of 8 different characters that just sucked. All right, now that we're done with our bathroom breaks and we've had time to, do extensive research, we've decided to carry on the episode with maybe some solid casting additions. And I believe
there aren't many.
There's not a whole lot, but there are some that have done excellent jobs. Chris Ranger, take it away.
And if you know one, let us know, because I don't know everything.
No. I don't know.
We didn't do crazy research.
No, not at all.
We're not experts on this.
We're no experts on this matter.
But obviously, the number one cast addition to a television show is Steve Urkel.
Saved the series.
Matters.
Yeah, Miller Boyette production.
He is. He might be one of the TV star fads of all time. I don't know if fad's the right word, but it was just like he blew up enormously.
One of the things that Family Matters in the beginning of the series, they talk about how there must have been some magic glue inside these general walls, and that magic glue was Steve Urkel.
That show was going nowhere.
No, it would have been done by season 2.
Like, what would I'd actually watched an episode today.
Yeah,
it would just happen to be on.
You take Urkel out of that show, it's awful.
Steve. His son is getting his driver's license, and he drives through the house.
Yeah,
right. He failed his driver's test, and then he wanted to take a girl out. He didn't have his license yet, but he took her out anyway. And he ends up driving through the house, and Steve takes the rap. But he's got Carl comes in. He's about to kill his son, and then Steve takes the rap for it.
Yeah,
and then Steve. And this is like, I was laughing. This is funny. He's like, Steve, why did you do this? And he's like, because I'm a badass. And he starts walking around.
Because I'm bad.
Yeah, because I'm bad.
I love when he did stuff
and he's
like
doing a little strut. Yeah. And he's like, I'm wild. Can't control me.
I get down.
Yeah, he's doing shit like that.
Oh, Urkel.
It's funny. It's
Jaleel.
And then the next scene, he's like, yeah, my punishment is I'm going to military school. So Eddie feels bad. But it's like, what are you doing without him if he's not doing stuff like this? He's not taking a rap for things.
The show really wasn't interesting. And what's funny to me is the fact that the show even exists, because it's Harriet's show.
It was her spinoff.
It's spinoff of different I'm sorry, it's a spinoff of Perfect Strangers.
It doesn't work if Urkel's their son either.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, no, it's a spinoff where they never took the cast of Perfect Strangers into the Winslow house.
No.
There's none of that.
There's no connection there.
It's like the minute that she gets her own show, it's like she doesn't even fucking work at the newspaper anymore.
You don't even know. She's just the elevator operator.
Yeah.
Which we need now, because no one touches elevator buttons anymore. They just break them.
Now, there is an episode. There is an episode in the first season of Family Matters where she does lose her job. as the elevator operator.
That job has been. Why would you need that? But then
she goes, they get rid of her job, and then she goes back in and she applies for a manager job at the paper, and they tell her that she's unqualified, and she sits the guy down and she like runs through like what she does as a mother.
Okay,
and then it's like boom, got the job.
Woke, son.
Women's rights.
Yeah, it was destined to be canceled.
Yeah,
without Steve Urkel,
there's nothing interesting about it.
There's nothing going on.
No.
And that's why like Step by Step shows up and you got Cody already first day, cool guy, lives in a van outside their fucking house.
Yeah.
You know how terrible it would be to live in a fucking van outside of a house?
Yeah, it must smell like balls in there.
It would be awful.
But you're living in a nice neighborhood too, and
like,
you're just
so you gotta
on the
go
driveway.
in their house every day to take a shower.
How do you run the heat? Like, what do the oil spots look like?
But it's like, oh, it's a TV show. And that's what it is. But like,
really don't like
who would do that? No one.
I'm not a fan of Step by Step.
Homeless people live in their cars. You're homeless. There's lots of people live in their cars. It's awful.
It's very true.
You're gonna sleep. You're gonna be, parking lots all day, sleeping in the fucking car.
They live in the Midwest too, right?
It's like Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's gotta be freezing.
So now it's freezing.
Jesus, what are they thinking? But haven't you ever been to Chippewa Falls?
Talk about movies. Hope you forget about certain plot points. TV shows are like, they don't give a shit.
I really, really don't like Step by Step. I just don't like. I don't think the show works at all. And you have that big of a cast. Like, well, you've got, here's what it's got going for it. You've got Suzanne Summers is there. You've got what's the fucking guy's name from Dallas? Patrick Duffy. You've got him there. And then you've got all these kids to choose from, and none of them are kind of enough to keep the show going.
6 kids. You're doing a Brady Bunch thing
of the 90s,
pretty much. It's a mediocre.
It's boring. Show. The best part of the show is the fucking. It was
on for what, 4 seasons maybe?
I don't even remember. But the only good part of that show is the opening credits when you're watching them on the roller coaster. That's it. I used to wonder, is that Six Flags in New Jersey?
It's bad. Because Patrick Duffy came from Dallas, and Suzanne Summers comes from
Three's
Company. But you're talking
more importantly, the Thigh Master.
You're talking about 10 years removed from Three's Company.
Yeah, because she leaves in season 5.
It might be more, and she's great on Three's Company. She did a Thigh Master in between, and I'm sure she did something else, but I can't. Who the fuck knows what it was?
But when it comes to Step by Step, her character is kind of like there's not she's really good at playing the ditzy Chrissy character.
She's great at it.
Yeah, and they don't do that on Step by Step. So,
yeah, you're fucked. What are you gonna do? If they played, you can't.
Chrissy can't be in charge of children.
Chrissy can't be in charge of children.
And that's the problem. Even though she's got a great heart.
So you got that. So now my second greatest character,
as an addition,
is the Great Kazoo. From the Flintstones.
Oh my God, it's such a good. Oh, that's great.
He is.
I'm so glad you said that. Yes, he is.
He's calling them dum-dums.
Yeah.
And it's fucking hilarious. I watched an episode now.
Oh my God, my cheeks hurt right now. I'm so happy you said that.
The Flintstones is fucking. You got to watch the Flintstones as an adult. It is very funny. Great. I watched an episode and I was like, I haven't seen this since I was a kid. And like, wow, this is so I'm not watching an episode with a Great Kazoo.
It's a cartoon honeymooners.
Yeah. So he's got a bowling championship going on.
Yeah.
But it's their anniversary on the same night.
Ooh.
So he's going back and forth.
Love it.
And it was pretty funny, man. Yeah. I really liked it. But I was thinking about the Great Kazoo. He's like, all right, cool. That's okay, dum-dums. And it's funny. But like, I'm not. Is he calling them dum-dums because they're just humans and he's an alien, or because they're cavemen?
You don't know.
You know.
You don't know.
And it's just funny. He just call them dum-dums all day long, and it made me laugh so much.
You know what sucks is there's going to be generations of children that just don't. They don't know the Flintstones. Yeah,
that's it.
And vitamins.
They're a breakfast cereal thing.
Do they still make the vitamins?
I think they do.
Okay, so that's the only way you're going to know the Flintstones. And the funny thing about the Flintstones is that cartoon is ancient. Even when we were kids, it was old.
Yeah, it was 30 years old.
But we all knew it. We all knew the songs. We all knew the Jetsons.
There was a fake Fred.
Yeah.
Like Fred Flintstone, I think he died. It was I can't. You know what?
Fred Flintstone died?
He didn't die. The voice actor died.
Was it an accident at the quarry?
At some point, there's a fake Fred, and it just sounds weird.
Does Mr. Slate know about this?
The voice of Fred.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, Barney! It doesn't sound right.
Doesn't sound right?
It sounds terrible.
Just bring Jackie Gleason in. Now we can watch Jackie Gleason while we...
That might be the most said line on the Video Radio podcast.
Yeah. Oh, honey, he's kidding you. I love saying it. I just love it. You're safe and sound now. Back on the old
I love the great Kazoo, man. He's great.
He's great.
He's great.
He's great. The Great Gatsby. He was, great.
Do we have any? I'm sure there's other good or great cast additions. Do you have any?
Well, I think.
Oh wait, we got the gold standard that Mike pulled. What I didn't even think about, and
we've got the gold standard. One thing I'd like to mention before we get there is I do think that
any other standalone ones.
I think that Charles in Charge. It was a really good decision to switch that family out. A lot of that had to do with the show being canceled and then coming back because of reruns.
I do. I think that was a good decision too.
Yeah, to bring in the Powell family. So that's one, and maybe somewhere down the line we can actually focus on like
I always liked
as individuals.
The grandfather.
Yeah,
the white hair.
Yeah,
he didn't have a
guy.
huge role, but he was just such an asshole.
Yeah,
he would just go doorbell.
Doorbell.
Like he's like servant, Charles, get my door.
Yeah,
and that was just great.
I love how
that's a little I just like that. A little touch.
I want to know where Charles found the time to go to college, work at the fucking pizza joint he was working at,
and watch these fucking kids.
And
how could he have? How could he have a job and a job? He had 2 fucking jobs, but one's watching kids.
Yeah, and has time to be a ladies' man and hang out with buddies.
That doesn't make any sense.
No. I mean, you've been to college. There's a lot of work involved.
You can't watch kids and have another job.
Yeah, and you're not just watching these kids. You're also guiding them through life. You can only have 2 jobs
if you have a family and your wife's watching the kids and you go. It doesn't make any sense now I think about it. You can't watch kids and have 2 and then have a job.
Somehow it's understood, but I don't get it.
I still like the Chad episode where he gets concussed. And now he's mean.
You like the Chad episode. Now he's fucking.
Is it Chad or Chet? I can't.
Now he's Bizarro Charles.
Yeah, it's a bizarro Superman storyline it took.
It's a madhouse.
Fucking Buddy fucking Lembeck.
Yeah, Buddy Lembeck. Oh my God! It's just Buddy Lembeck's one of the greatest TV characters of all time.
That was a good choice.
Yeah,
is switched family.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
That way it was.
The way they handled that was really good. But then one thing I actually didn't like where they take away a cast member. And I wish that who would have stayed through the life of the series, and that's Mr. Twinkasetti from Perfect Strangers. I was very upset when Mr. Twinkasetti left.
They were working there, and then they got the job of the newspaper.
They got the better job.
It was done.
Yeah.
They had to evolve.
Now, certainly Three's Company did an amazing job when they had to switch their cast members out. I mean, Susan Summers' character, that sucked. But the Mr. Roper character is a great addition.
Yeah,
Mr. Furley is a great.
Mr. Furley coming in was great. If not even better than the Ropers. I mean, they had their own dynamic. That's why they got a spin-off show.
Yeah.
Because it was like Married with Children the first couple seasons where it's just like sex jokes and just a lot of this back and forth.
Which you were talking to me earlier before we started the show. You were upset. You were upset how they handled the Mr. Roper jokes because he was obviously suffering from erectile dysfunction.
Yes.
As you say.
I thought about it while I'm watching it. She's always pissed.
She's not getting it.
She's not getting any. Dude, he's obviously suffering from ED.
Yeah.
He has erectile dysfunction.
There's no blue pill.
And this is a big, I really think that would make a lot of, now the writers aren't maybe not thinking that, but if you dive deep, there was a big problem and there's no cure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of men suffering from that.
Yeah, and she's ready to go at all times. She's got a moo-moo. Of course, and all she's got to do is lift it up.
As far as I can tell, they're at least 50, 55, but it's the 70s, so they could be like 43 for all I know.
Oh, no, I actually...
They look old as fuck.
I think Mr. Roper's 32.
I don't like to call them the kids, but they're like 25.
They're supposed to be. Yeah.
Which is, you can still, old people still call anyone kids,
yeah.
which is fine. But it's like, dude, like, the Ropers, I'm not sure. It's the same thing with All in the Family. He's like 52. Which you find out in an episode, and it's like, dude, he looks like he's like 62.
Yeah, I know. When it's Archie's birthday and you find out he turned like 50 or whatever it was, and you're just looking at him like, wait,
malnutrition's a real thing.
Like, Jesus Christ, Rob Reiner, look at your future. You're drinking how many Royal Crown Colas a day?
Of like it's like, but the Ropers, and you know, it's hard to tell what age they are.
Yeah, I have no idea.
But they are the original Married with Children, and he has ED. I'm guaranteed. And then I think of they're making those Married with Children jokes, and there's nothing from when they come on for the first few seasons. No one takes that and runs with it.
No, if anything, what they
until Married with Children shows up.
Yeah, I think actually you're right. If anything, the dynamic is more the two parents that can't get enough sex, or are making constantly making sexual jokes like, "Oh, we're going to get a couple minutes to sneak away." They do that shit in Growing Pains. You know, the Deceivers have a very healthy relationship, and
that's how it should be.
He works in his house.
Everything's always healthy. It's never a negative.
Yeah.
Because like he never wants it, but then he's like, there's a nude beach episode, and he goes to the beach and he's got binoculars.
Well, it's funny
so he's still interested.
He's
in
interested,
sex.
just not interested in his wife.
Yeah. Just like now being married, like I understand it more. Having a hot wife because Peggy's hot.
Yeah,
but like it's just like it's your wife.
What's funny with Al is that he doesn't care that if his wife is hot. He just wants to eat. Just want some food.
That becomes another joke where like I just cook me some fucking food.
Just cook me something.
Anything. Every day, cook me something.
I'm eating fucking toaster leavings here.
Like, give me a fucking burrito.
Yeah. Anything, Peg. Could you do me a favor?
Here's $500. I gave you money to cook.
I got a year's supply of fucking weenie tots here. Can you not fucking open them up? They'll disintegrate when they touch the air. So definitely like, Three's Company is one of the top shows to do an edition and do it correctly. But I think hands down, it's Cheers.
Everyone gets a gold star.
Everybody they add is good. Everybody.
Yeah.
There's not.
I can't argue it.
Yeah.
Everyone's great. Everyone who shows up.
Yeah. Woody.
Shelley Long's there. She leaves. And
Rebecca comes in.
She's fine.
She's fine.
She's maybe not gold, but she's great.
She's not as good as Shelley Long, but she's fine.
But it does a great job still, I think. Yes.
Frasier.
He's in addition. He's not replacing anyone. Coach died.
Well, he dies.
Coach passes away.
Woody comes in.
Woody does
Woody's
a better
even
job.
better than
He's
Coach.
better. He's better than Coach.
Lilith, which is a great character.
Another addition.
Oh, she's so fucking
now she's
good.
in there for one-liners, but she does a great.
But she's great.
She's not like a main character, but she's great.
And then there's episodes that focus on her that are really fucking good. And then there's a guy that like he's in the bar though, like a majority.
The guy
of the
who
time.
always misses everything.
The guy with the suspenders,
with the glasses.
Guy, yes.
Yeah,
I don't know
Something
what his name
happens,
is.
and he talks about he's always missing things.
Yeah, but
he's like every 5 episodes he's in an episode.
But in the last 2 years, you see him a lot. He's in the bar a lot.
No, he has. Yeah, he always has a good.
And then you got Harry the Hood, right, or Harry Hat.
Who's Harry Hat?
Harry Hat's in like the first couple seasons. He's the guy in the bar that's like the con artist. He's like a thief.
Okay.
He's on Night Court.
Okay.
That guy.
The judge?
The judge, yeah. That guy.
Well, Night Court was going on at the same time as Cheers.
Yeah, but Cheers starts in like 80, 81.
Okay.
So
that's what I was thinking. You said Harry Hat. That's who I thought of as the judge.
Yeah, it's him.
That was like he's like a magician.
He's just like a con artist kind of guy. Like he's always like selling like stolen shit.
He's like an actual magician though.
In real life?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, he's passed on now.
Well, he pulled a rabbit out of his hat with a night cord, I guess.
Maybe he's still alive.
You don't know. Could be just a disappearing act. You'll have to give your favorite magician of all time a call.
Who's my favorite magician of all time?
Copperfield.
Did I do something on Copper? I can't remember.
Remember when we did the Night Train episode or Terror Train? We did the Terror Train episode, and Copperfield was in it, and you told me about how he had an island where he raped people.
Oh, yeah. He's probably with Epstein.
Epstein.
He's probably with the sex line with Epstein.
It's common knowledge. Go ask Ogilvy. For Christ's sakes, go ask Ogilvy. Fuck, I can't speak today. Motherfucker.
God, I'm laughing like fucking
Oh, man. We are 90 minutes in, and it's just glorious.
And I got lots of time.
You do? All right. What else we got?
You want to do the
What else?
The 5 songs?
Let's do it.
You want to take a break real quick?
Yeah, let's take a little break. We'll come back. We'll give you 5 songs of something. All right, before we move on to our next topic, I'd like to thank everybody that wrote in with their suggestions for worst cast members of all time. I believe Mark from Dueling Decades wrote in with, let me fix it up. Yeah, I believe Mark from Dueling Decades wrote in with Andy from Family Ties. But I kind of liked Andy. I liked how he was like a little Alex.
Well, Tina got, I get it, but yeah, I like the dynamic they put with it. He made
I did. I just like Alex P. Keaton, the character.
Yeah.
Like Family Ties is kind of boring, but I like.
He was different than Tina.
Yeah.
I get that they needed another cute character, but he was different.
Yeah. Let's see. Another werewolf of Bruin. I can never pronounce his name. He talks to us on Instagram. He said the kid that they tried adding on Happy Days, not Chachi. There was another kindergarten mini Fonz too. I don't know who that is.
I don't know enough about Happy Days. Like I didn't watch it that religiously.
I mean, I wish Happy Days was available because I'd actually watch.
I'm shocked. That's another show I'd watch. Pluto had. I'd be watching it right now too.
I know. I wish they would add that. Now, Anthony Cat 73 wrote, "The kid on My Three Sons. After they got rid of the older brother, there were another 2 guys that replaced, and then the other 2 guys that replaced Bo and Luke on Dukes of Hazzard." Yeah, so we got that. He went way back with My Three Sons. And then Mr. Throwback Thursday said Tori from Saved by the Bell and Cousin Oliver. So thank you, everybody that wrote into the Video Rangers podcast. We certainly do appreciate it because we've only got like 3 people that listen. All right, so now our next topic is, I don't know.
Our next topic is, all right, so you hear a certain song on the radio, let's say, and you immediately associate that song with a movie.
Yes, or a product.
Okay.
Like when I hear Plop Plop Fizz Fizz.
Well, we're not going there.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about a real song.
Oh, okay, real songs. Real songs.
Not a score either. Like, I don't want to hear like the Superman song. Oh, no shit, it's Superman or
I didn't
Star
do that.
Wars.
I didn't do that. I did.
That's the Star Wars song.
Of course. It's the theme song. Yes.
No scores. Like
yes,
I did not. Song.
I did not pick a score. I did not do that. I was very, very high when I wrote my list, but I wasn't that high.
Dude, I texted it to you, and you like 6 seconds later, my list is written.
I didn't put a lot of thought in it, man. I really did. I eat this Rice Krispie treat that I can only assume was infused with marijuana.
Only assume?
I can only assume. It tasted a little funny. I think it was, some of that stuff. All right. So why don't you start this one off?
I'm going to go from bottom to top.
Oh, bottom bitch. Okay.
Okay, Mike.
Okay, Mike.
Oh, I just froze for a second. I don't know what happened. I think my brain stopped working.
Oh, that's okay.
All right. So number 5.
Okay.
You're the Best. From Karate Kid.
Motherfucker. All right. Now I got to take that off my list.
No, you can have it on.
Okay.
I figured we'd have
I'll come up with
doubles. I can't see how we don't have at least 2.
I would think so.
The same 2. At the
well,
top,
we didn't bounce these off of each other.
No, we didn't. These are completely blind.
Okay.
You're the best.
All right.
Yeah. And you don't need me to sing the fucking song, but any song that plays on a montage usually fucking kills
they stand out.
They really do stand out in your head.
Yeah. And I did actually whittle this down. I only did 5. I didn't do fucking 10. All right. So your first selection is The Best. Around. Nothing's ever going. All right. I don't know who sings that. I don't know what that guy's name is.
Yeah, I didn't look it up.
I just know that if you try to download...
We're not the best with research.
No. We're no experts on this matter.
This is a really pieced together podcast.
Yeah. We're just, first time in like 4 months, so give us a break. The funny thing is that the first time that I tried to download that song off of iTunes, just like pay for it, and they won't let you just download that song. You have to download the whole soundtrack.
Because they know.
Because that's the only song that you want.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I'm a little upset about that.
We need to make a living without having to do work anymore. We don't want to work.
Yeah.
Real job.
So that's how you do it. All right, so my first selection is Eye of the Tiger from Rocky 3.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's almost like the...
But it's not the training montage.
No, that is you're gonna think about that. Yeah, how could you not?
I mean, it's either that or it's
like I think there's certain songs, and my top 3 are like written for the movie. And that's another song that's like written.
I feel like definitely. Sure. Rising up. All right, I'm not going to do this for every song.
We can't be singing songs here.
No, we can't be doing that. Giving you the goods for free. You got to come see me at the fucking Starlight Club.
We're going to charge, too, for singing it.
Yeah. No, if you want to hear me sing, you come down to fucking Vinny's on 3rd Street on Thursdays while you're eating your fucking veal.
So my 4th reveal, No More Mr. Nice Guy. Dazed and Confused.
Mr. Nice Guy. There's so many songs, though, that I can apply to that movie.
I mean,
Sweet Emotion reminds me of that movie.
There's 2 or 3 songs that every Vietnam movie has.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, but
for what it's worth.
No More Mr. Nice Guy has the montage of the kids getting whacked.
Yeah. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
I just always think of that movie.
Yeah. As I said, I wasn't going to say anymore.
So, yeah. Mike, shut up. Stop singing movie songs. We're going to get charged.
You're actually right.
You can only go like 6 seconds in.
Oh, yeah. Somebody's actually going to take the time to listen to us to fucking give us a fine.
If you put it on YouTube.
All right. I'll do that.
Stop singing songs.
All right,
Mike
I'll stop.
Mike wants to be a singer.
I'm sorry. All right. So my second song on the list is "Are You Good Enough" by Cyndi Lauper for the Goonies.
Oh, another song made for that movie.
Yeah,
and this is
Goonies.
And I get it.
Yeah,
and that's what really generated. But
when I hear that song,
they have a video.
Yeah, they do.
Of course, it was going to be the best song.
Maybe I shouldn't use that. It's just
no. That's not the score.
No, but it's just the song that like really stands out to me in that.
Those are going to be the biggest.
It's
songs.
not like a din 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 din.
Yeah. That's good enough. God damn, you got me. It's infectious, man. You just want to sing the damn song now.
Yeah.
Even though I'm terrible at it. Like, honestly, if I could wish for a skill, I wish I could just sing.
Yeah. Because then you could just pull a guitar out at parties.
Just sing. I just want to sing, damn
like that guy in Animal House.
I want to dance.
I gave my love a cherry.
You know the song from
Animal House. Had no stone.
Sorry,
everybody. Okay, so what's your next? What's the next song on your list? I can't fucking speak today, everybody. Sorry.
So the top 3, and Mike became the Goonie song. I don't know how I didn't come up with that. And this is the one. This is the top selling movie soundtrack of all time.
Oh, okay.
So it's the Saturday Night Live fever for the Bee Gees.
Okay, Staying Alive.
Yeah. So there's
absolutely.
Like no way you.
No, you can't.
It's like the song of the movie. Like, there's no way you can not think of that movie without hearing that fucking song.
No, that's I can't even. There's nothing I can say. That's it. Right there.
Part of this list, I should have said this in the beginning, is how great the movie is, at least to you.
Well, these movies are movies that
they're always going to be good movies.
These are larger than life movies.
There's no shitty movie that has a good song in it. I can't.
That's a whole nother topic.
Because they ain't going to pay the money if it's already
all right, fair enough.
Cheap about it. So it makes sense anyway.
If you know of a movie that has the shitty movie that has a very good song attached to it.
Well-known song already,
please.
But it's a shitty movie.
Right into the Video
Rangers
podcast. Please tell us,
because I couldn't think of it.
Yep, Video Rangers podcast at gmail.com.
Someone's going to come up with Dune or something.
Yeah, that movie sucks though.
It does. Boring. It's
so boring.
They're remaking it, I think, finally. I mean, everyone... Oh, I'm a drunk. Everyone's just like, they're remaking Dune, I believe.
Yeah, they are.
And
hopefully it's good.
The book's amazing.
Yeah.
I've never read it, but that's how I always hear.
Yeah, that's what it says on the front of the cover. It says amazing.
This book is amazing.
It's amazing.
Just like Sarah Plain and Tall.
Get the fuck.
I love that.
What is that, a fucking Judy Blume special?
It's
Sarah Plain and Tall.
9th grade book I had to read.
Yeah. All right. What's next? My Side of the Mountain?
I love My Side of the Mountain.
I do too.
He had a raccoon and a falcon.
He lived in a tree.
He lived in a tree.
I thought that was so cool. Oh my God. What in the name of Dan Haggerty is this? All right. So that was, what was that? Your third pick?
Yeah.
Okay. That was a very good pick. Very good pick. All right. I'm going to go with my third pick. And my third pick is Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears in a little movie called Real Genius.
You really did write this in 2 seconds.
Yes, I did.
Because I'm going to blow you out of the fucking water.
You're going to blow me out of the water?
With at least
all right,
the next one.
Sink my battleship. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're done.
I'm done,
son.
I'm done.
You're done.
I didn't know it was a competition.
It is a competition.
All right, what is it?
Holiday Road. Yeah, and you're pissed too.
Oh my God. How did I not think of that? Oh my God.
Dude, I heard on the radio, like, boom.
Oh my God. Wow. Why are these sandwiches all wet? Fuck. Yeah, that's it.
I can't even watch that movie
I'll be honest,
because a dog dies in it.
Yeah.
My wife will lose her shit.
Yeah, well, when you think about the carnage that dog was, it was dragged by the...
That's so
horrible
awful.
way to go. But
it's like the worst thing in the world. It's worse than some horror movies that a dog died in this movie.
But that's what's so funny about it.
He murdered that dog by accident. It's so awful.
Dude, I love when the cop is just looking back at the road.
Yeah.
And and Chevy's just like trying to muster up some kind of emotion, but he just doesn't fucking care. He just wants to keep going to Wally World.
Yeah, at this point, he's lost his mind. He's close to getting the BB gun.
I mean, at this point, he's so hungry he can eat a sandwich from a gas station. That's you know what the funny thing is? Like, people talk about vacation. Everybody talks about Christmas Vacation. Everybody, and that first one is my favorite.
Started it. That's why people knew about Christmas Vacation in the first place. And European Vacation,
it's funny.
It's not as underrated. It's not as bad as people think.
No, I feel
it's a solid.
Like, I love the first movie, and then I put Christmas Vacation, then European Vacation, and then probably the Vegas. And then the remake was just
I like
really bad.
the Vegas. Vegas one's good, too.
Vegas
I like
is good.
The Vegas one.
Yeah. Vegas one's got some really good jokes, but I really, really like that first one. Mostly because you have all the SCTV guys in it.
Yeah, playing all the side characters on the road.
I mean, John Candy's a side character. You know, Eugene Levy.
A lot of side characters.
Yeah, but he's so good at it.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. Park's closed.
He's great with you know what? He doesn't care because he likes.
He just wants to play a character.
He wants to be the character.
That's why, it doesn't matter.
You don't want to be a big star.
That's why
you want to make an impact.
Yeah,
that's what it's more. It should be more about.
And that's why I like Who's Harry Crumb, because I feel like that's him getting to play, kind of. You know, he gets to put on all different costumes and everything. Even though the movie's not, it's not like a classic. I guess it's classic to me. God damn it! All right,
that's what you got. Buddy.
So my fourth song is "Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now" in Mannequin.
No, it's not.
That was a number one song. It was a number one song.
You did this on one of the one of the things I heard you fucking play. You made some shit up, and it's like, that's not the thing you like. You just
I like that song.
Up.
I like that song.
I don't even know it.
Nothing's gonna stop. You don't know that song?
Oh yeah, okay.
That's a great song.
Yeah, but fuck
Jefferson
that movie.
Starship. The song is good. That's a bad movie with a great song.
There you go. We just did it. We did it.
All right, everybody. That's great. We did it. Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Fair enough. Now,
that's great. Thank you.
If our number ones aren't the same, I don't know you.
Okay. Well, what's your number one?
Power of Love.
That's it. Good night, everybody.
We're done.
That's it.